You know the drill. I'm the American patriot. And, well, here we are. There's bombs going off a little bit ago, but I figured I'd settle down, make this make this video really quickly. Go along with everything that's been fucking up. What can I say? It's a new age, and we have royally fucked it. Using my house as a safe haven, people come to me, they ask me for advice. I try to give it to them. But what advice can you grant in a crisis such as this? I tell you what. There is no advice for a crisis like this. When everything you know seems so correct, when everything you know seems set in stone, and then suddenly the world falls apart. You never know. You never know. But let's get something straight between you and I. Back in my military days, I used to be proud of it. Proud I was in the military. Strongest military on earth. And then it all went to shit. We sold ourselves. Really, really. Not to China, not to Russia, not to some foreign power, not even to our allies. We sold America to the devil. How? By thinking that, well, by letting political correctness get to us. There's a lesson to be learned here. No matter who you support, be kind to others. Conservatives, liberals, Democrats, Republicans, it don't matter. No matter what side you're on, just be kind to one another, you know. Golden rule, treat others how you would want to be treated. One of God's greatest teachings, actually. Be kind. Be kind. So much of that was lost in the age of the media. Stoking the flame, giving everyone something to be mad at. It's a shame, really. So, whoever's seeing this, I want you to know, don't let political correctness stir you wrong. Keep those friends. Keep them liberal friends. Keep them conservative friends, because you never know when you might need them. When you got a problem with human rights, you go to an atheist. When you need someone to defend you, you go to a conservative. And if you want someone who will pat you on the back and tell you you're okay, you go to a liberal. And when you want to know which way to point your morals in, go to the Christians. Every little group has something of value. Even the dark ones. Even the ones we may not agree with. You can learn something from everyone. Maybe it might be, don't do that. Or maybe it might be, maybe we can do that. That's what history's all about. Well, I think I've rambled on long enough. You probably want to see what comes next, don't you? Yeah, I'll tell you that. next time.
Country.
Bravo 6, going dark.
Defeating the radical left, the Marxists, the agitators, the anarchists. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will liberate America from these villains once and for all. As my first order of business, I hereby declare martial law.
You have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families.
Putin's a killer. A lot of killers. You get a lot of killers. Well, you think our country's so innocent?
Death penalty. Bring it forth.
The only good communist is a dead communist!
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans representing extremism.
Americanism, not globalism.
That threatens the very foundations.
Will be our credo.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
Hey, welcome to the Fire Rises. So, let's get this show on the road. If you're new here, well, as you can see, the nations have fallen into anarchy. The nation of the United States has fallen into anarchy. So, what can be done? We have fascists in purple, National Guard in here and here, the Republican Party in red, the Democrat Party in blue, a new state, the Southern Confederacy, has appeared in the Deep South. Communists in California and Texas. Cartel members in Florida and Louisiana. The Green Party in California and Lake Superior. A mess over here. People calling themselves the Sons of Iblis here, and people calling themselves the Atomwaffen Division here. So, how is this all going to happen? And the people in Cascadia. It all starts with a gunshot. Immediately, West Virginia is immediately marched into. There's not much the West Virginian militias can do, but just wait until they get surrounded. As they keep, they eventually retreat back to their capital, where unfortunately they are forced to surrender. This does not bode well with Trump, who officially declares war on the Union of America. The American Constitutional Republic is now at war with Biden's America. Trump versus Biden. So immediately, while Biden has the backing of at least 25% of the former U.S. Army, Trump has the backing of 30%. However, a lot of that is sporadically located in militias across the country that are coming back. Meanwhile, the rest of the National Guard has kind of split, fractioned between lots of places. National Guard, the Army, foreign bases of the U.S. supercarriers immediately leave their station. And with this, China decides to get the party started by invading Taiwan. They officially invade Taiwan and capture Taipei, leading to the surrender of the Taiwanese nation. This immediately leads to there now being one China. And it didn't take too long. However, the shit over here, it's gonna take a while. Biden takes the National Guards and decides to put them at the forefront of the attack. Where, you may ask? Will Biden's America strike? Into the rural areas up north. Immediately, clashes and fights begin to break out across the plains. They retreat back to the Pennsylvania National Guard, who has supported the Republicans, retreat back to the port that Pennsylvania owns. Immediately, most of the gun owners are charging forward. They're taking the initiative on the attack. Militias everywhere. But they make a foolish mistake. After seeing what Canada does, they immediately invade Vermont. Or is that New Hampshire? Nah, it's Vermont. Vermont's capital is immediately captured, and the Patriot Front spares no time at all in gathering their strength. They muster up their strength and immediately take over the capital of New Hampshire, as well as invading other places. Canada realizes that they're going to have to marshal an army to actually hold New England from this threat. Meanwhile, Germany and the United Kingdom send foreign volunteers to the Union of America. Biden's getting help. So, what is the rest of the Americans to do? China immediately sends foreign aid to the communists in California as they fully establish a beachhead. Well, they have almost the whole coast. But Chinese soldiers specifically land on the coastal areas, and the American Liberation Army and the Chinese Red Army are quick to try and capture as much territory as they can. And immediately in Vegas decides to consolidate by having some militias push and make a barrier with Arizona. Meanwhile, New Mexico's capital is heavily fought over as Trump's troops try to make as much headway as possible. They immediately are attempting to pull off an encirclement maneuver in Albuquerque. However, it is futile, as they manage to push back the two-pronged attack, and they even make an encirclement of their own, cutting off some of Trump's troops. However, this doesn't last long, as Trump's troops make their way to fight all the way back to the front. It is not looking good, as the National Army, the National Guard of Texas, just is folding the area around the blue part of Texas. Soon they're cut off, and two of the biggest cities fall to the National Guard. This is a devastating blow to Biden's America. However, that wasn't where they were consolidating, as they make a full front push with the help of the National Guard of South Carolina. They make a blitzing blow to South Carolina's capital, taking it without much force, and even making an encirclement here, which they proceed to crush as they surrender. Though, the Southern League has their own tricks, and they make a push straight for Atlanta, but they are halted right outside of the city. Meanwhile, more happens as the National Guard of Tennessee rolls on through. With this, Iowa, well, no, that's Arkansas, my bad. I get them states mixed up sometimes myself. But Arkansas absolutely gets destroyed, because there's not much ability to defend this place. Meanwhile, the cartel manages to do pretty well by taking over the capital, Baton Rouge, and they siege areas out, as well as taking some more of the coast of Mississippi. Meanwhile, Ron DeSantis leads a personal crusade against the cartel members, absolutely crushing them before turning to face the southern part, where they invade Tampa and move down for Miami. Well, I mean, Orlando. Meanwhile, a new player has entered the field of battle. Who could it be? The United Nations. The United Nations has decided to send a strike force into America to seize Miami and declare martial law in Miami to help mitigate the disaster of the Second American Civil War. Immediately, the cartel members are absolutely crushed in the blue. But there's also these guys, Adam Waffen Division, which they are skilled fighters, and they immediately just start absolutely balling shit around here, meeting up with the Republicans in a standoff. Meanwhile, up here, Biden pushes further. He wants as much consolidation from D.C. as possible. So they continued their push, but unfortunately, the Patriot Front has other words, as they immediately cut off New York. This leaves the New York Police Department in a firefight with the Patriot Front. The Patriot Front also advances north into the Michigan Peninsula, causing the full collapse of Michigan. Meanwhile, the Green Front, actually does stunningly well, which is impressive. I guess when you have a cause, you got loyal people to fight. However, this doesn't help too much as Michigan's capital surrenders and Chicago also is getting closed in on. The Patriot Front makes a full push in toward Wisconsin's capital, and Wisconsin surrenders, but only to the Green Party. They immediately make a mad grab for a bunch of land. However, the front does stabilize eventually. With this, it's now a race between the Republican and the Green Party to see who can F up Minnesota more. And unfortunately, Minnesota's National Guard just ain't having a great day. As they decide to surrender to the Green Party. However, this doesn't help, as Trump does make a mad grab for land in this surrender, until the front eventually stabilizes out, with this push here being called the New Bulge, or the Red Bulge. Biden does not let up their relentless assault on the conservatives, or basically the Republicans, but they do manage to break the Patriot Front away from New York. The Patriot Front is then forced to retreat back to the border, where they are invaded, but they still hold their ground. Immediately, DeSantis makes a full push towards New Orleans, or not New Orleans, my god, so I'm sorry, it's late, problems, and all around, things aren't going well. Well, as soon the UN and the Atomwaffen Division steamroll through. However, the Republicans, DeSantis, does manage to take over Orlando, and they push back heavily against the two. In a surprise attack, the Atomwaffen Division makes a killer blow to the UN strike force, and unfortunately, they are encircled and destroyed in an event soon to be known as the Red Trial occurs in Miami. Millions are killed in the Atomwaffen occupation of Miami. DeSantis makes a pact with the Southern League to not invade while he works on trying to fight the Atomwaffen Division. The Southern League accepts, being more sympathetic to red than blue, but they do kick out. They also manage to take back Baton Rouge and split the cartel forces. Unfortunately, the cartel does not have as much cooperation as they would like, and unfortunately the cartel does surrender. Immediately, we have a breakaway. A bunch of space right here decides to rise up in support of the Southern League. Meanwhile, the first trading blows on the main front occur, with Trump striking into Tennessee. They make a blow that surrounds part of the Southern Confederacy as they strike, and they eventually manage to take over the city. Meanwhile, Biden decides to trade more blows by invading. They also commit to a full-scale attack on the Patriot Front in this area. Meanwhile, over here, it's just getting messier. Immediately, map is very different. As you can see, people have been pushed everywhere. Where Trump even has a waterway here, Cascadia is getting beaten down, and the communists have made an even bigger march. So, what will happen? Will America get to reunify? Biden and Trump are at odds and are making fiery passionate speeches to their people. I mean, what's there left to do? This truly is a countdown to finality. See ya.